Hey, everybody. I am super excited to have my friends Robert Little from Vegas and Howard Goldberg from South Florida, our South Florida connection, here with us today to talk about real estate trends going into 2023.
Hey,
Super.
Jeff. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
Hello,
me.
everyone. Welcome to South Florida. Temperature is a cool 70 degrees today, and it was sunny.
it was 70 degrees. Robert and I were just talking. It is 56 here. So it's a little bit colder here than it is there.
It's about the same here, mid 50s and raining, pouring rain, which we need in the desert.
Yes, you do. You do need that. We don't have rain. It is cold for this area, though. So we all just, it's time of the year. We all need to go visit you, Howard.
Well, the weather it's actually, I'm looking outside my office window right now and look at the palm trees and the water. It's just,
That's
This is
that's
probably
awesome.
the best time to visit South Florida, right?
this is definitely the best time, but it's a little cold for me. Actually, I passed the beaches today and thousands of people on the beaches in 60, 70-degree weather. Just laying out there, putting the suntan oil on.
Oh wow, wow.
Not
No,
bad.
it's cold here. Everybody has on winter coats. So tell me what you're seeing in the real estate market, Robert. You had started telling me a little bit that the market was picking up.
Yes. So,
Hey,
our
Karen.
market got hit pretty hard last year in third quarter when the rates started to go up. Our market basically fell off a cliff. Um, Sales dropped dramatically in the summer, uh, July, August, September. We went down about 10%. Sales stalled big time. Our volume is down about 50%, sales volume overall in real estate. And but the last few months of last year, it sort of bottomed out, leveled out. I think people are getting used to this new normal. Rates are starting to come back down a little bit. So we've seen a lot of activity just in the new year now, and we're starting to get some of these listings under contract that have been on the market a while, and we're seeing activity pick up. So we're optimistic.
That's good. What about you? That's at least you got a little bit of positive in this past couple of weeks, Robert.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. What about you, Howard? What are you seeing in Florida?
Well, Florida's unique, as you know. It's always been a destination city. Uh, Forget about the COVID. It was always a hot market. People all around the world want that Florida lifestyle. But what I did find in the end of November, it did slow down a little bit. But now we're seeing more listings, about 30% more, but the prices are leveling out. For example, that one that I told you about before in a private discussion, client, they were asking 1 million and we offered 920. There were 4 offers above my offer. We closed
Wow.
it at 975. So the prices have leveled out. That $1 million property would have been $1,200,000 about 4 months ago. So that's what we're seeing in the market. And we're getting a lot of, I'm excited to see that we're getting a lot of Canadians coming back into the market. And the Canadian dollar right now is at 38% difference, and they're buying. I mean, buying heavier than I've ever seen. And I think that's some of our cohorts and our peers in Toronto, Montreal. There's no property up there, so they're buying down here, even with the difference, to see if even they get a 3% cap rate. Let's say on a fourplex or a sixplex home.
Wow. So you typically have a large Canadian market?
South Florida typically has a large Canadian market. As you know, all statistics relate that the biggest purchaser of real estate in Florida, in the whole scheme of things, is 50% is Canadians.
Oh wow. I guess I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I'm the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce down here, and I also sit on the chairman. I sit on the Canadian Chamber of Commerce.
Oh
So
wow.
I get all these statistics, and
Yeah,
the
that's
statistics.
awesome.
But
Well,
Florida
Howard was from Canada originally. I don't know if you knew that.
from Canada.
I didn't know that. Well, then
Yeah,
that's all the connections.
that
Absolutely.
makes it great. But you want to know something? The sister city is my brother Robert, the Ace of Vegas. We have a lot of synergy going back and forth, and people
Yeah.
from Florida I see looking in Vegas now, and
Wow.
I don't understand why, but they're
People
looking.
leave Vegas. People go to Florida. People leave Florida, come to Vegas. We're a very transient city. Our main buyer is California.
Wow.
A lot of people leaving California, there's state income tax there. We have no state income tax like Florida. I'm sure you get a lot of Californians there too, Howard. And it's just cost of living is a lot lower in Las Vegas than California, and our infrastructure is a little bit better. It's not as crowded. Things are a lot newer in Las Vegas, so we get a lot of California buyers here.
Wow.
I was thinking also, when you look at it now, what I'm seeing myself, I'm getting a lot of Floridians that live here, not people from Canada, not people from Europe or New York that buy here just for the season, people that want to go up north. And they're looking at Boston, the Cape. They might be looking in Delaware. They might be in Wilmington. That's where people are starting to look. They're saying, we want to get out of here for those 3 months. Yeah, I've never seen that before, but that's what I'm getting now.
Yeah, that's what I've started getting, a lot of Florida people, which I didn't have before. You're right. But it's a lot of people that retired to Florida and then their kids live either in Virginia or North Carolina. And they kind of have settled on Wilmington, being closer to their children, but not on top of their children. And we get a lot from like Boston area and like New York, New Jersey area is most of the people moving here, I found. So then Robert, your prices have gone down like from last year. And I'm sorry, I am in a new office space and all I can hear is it echoing. So I apologize if y'all hear that. But like if you look at last year, like last January, and you might not know that. And I'm sorry if you don't, but do you know what have the prices done since, like, if you look at a year ago?
So we're down about 12%.
Okay.
We basically erased all of last year's gains.
Wow.
So we're back to the end of 2021 prices now.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. And it happened pretty rapidly, where it's kind of bottomed out. We were only down about 2% from November to December of 2022. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is seasonal. So I suspect we've hit the bottom here. And as we get into the spring market, we're going to start seeing maybe some slight price increases again.
See, that's always interesting because I always find what happens in in Las Vegas or California is usually about 9 months to a year before it happens here. So our prices went down a little bit in December, but it's also seasonal. But if you look at it from a year ago, last January, our average prices were $375, and this January it's like $420. Where a month ago it was $450. So it's gone down a little bit from where it was month over month, but not over a year.
Yeah, and I've heard that and seen that from my colleagues from around the country, where they're, Howard as well. Where they're getting hit later. We got it before. And that seems to be the trend in Vegas. We always kind of seem to lead the way first for some reason, or California as well, with these trends. They start early and then we seem to get out of them quicker. So where other markets, maybe it happens later. And maybe that's just because we get a lot of speculation here. Mm-hmm. We get, Californians are affected by this, where they can't sell their home in these downturns.
Right.
And they're really affected by rates, and then they can't in turn buy here. We get a lot of investors. I work with a lot of investors here just because we're very investor friendly. There's the taxes are very low. We're landlord friendly as far as rents go, and leases. So investors kind of stop buying maybe when they don't cash flow as much, or when there's a lot of world news or economic news, maybe they want to hold on to their dollar. Mm-hmm. So we tend to get hit first with these cycles, where we appreciate a lot during the boom cycles, where we always are on the list of top appreciating markets, along with Phoenix. But then when things turn the other way, we're also on the downside lists, where homes appreciate the fastest. So it's almost like a crap table. It goes quick or it comes quick. So,
So you gotta put on the stirrups and ride it out. Yeah.
Or ride it out,
Awesome. What are you seeing, Howard?
I relate this. Robert's Market is very similar. Robert's Market, to me, is a tourist market. My market is a lifestyle market. People want to come down here. They want to get out from the cold. They want to be the ability, especially someone from, let's say, Chicago or Boston. Yeah. They want a place on the sand. And that's what they're looking for. The problem that we're facing right now, we do have more inventory than last year, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
People between $300,000 to $500,000, if you want to be near the beach, it doesn't really happen. You're going to have to go 100 miles north of Fort Lauderdale and go all the way up to Stewart or Vero Beach to find something halfway decent. My own brother-in-law had to go up to Jensen Beach to buy a home, which is 250 miles from my home, that was affordable. That same home where I live is $3 million. So that's what we're facing. If you want to be more on a residential side, which is not tourist, you can find property. But mostly what we say is there's a highway that goes down from Key Largo all the way up to Jupiter. It's Route 1. If you want to be east of Route 1, you have to pay. You want to be west of Route 1, you don't pay, because that's more of a school district area. It's more of a home-based area. You don't have, the bars and the restaurants that you have on the East Coast. But, I often wonder if Florida, if we can divide it up equally and put Clearwater next to Fort Lauderdale, there would be no residential market. It'd be all tourist, but it's not.
Yeah. So do most of your clients, is it a second home?
Most of my clients, I'm looking at a statistic now, 48% of my clients that I've sold over the last 7 years, it's a secondary home. And a secondary home right now for me, my mean average sale is $1.2 million on a secondary home. Wow. On a regular purchase, we're looking at $562,000.
Wow.
I do sell $50,000 homes on the other side of which I said US 1, which is the front highway. I do sell
the other side of the tracks.
Which on the other side of the tracks, it'd be a condo for $50,000, $70,000. There are people out there still buying it, but the majority, I try to stay in. And for our peers that are on the line, we make money as agents staying in a geographic area. Time is money to me. Gas is money to me. So I try to focus in my geographic area, and I go by zip code. So my zip code is 330-308 or 33016. If I get referrals, my tentacles go out. I sell $1 million and $400,000 units up in Jupiter, but I stay where my tentacles are to keep my time constraints down.
Well, plus it's what you know, right? I try to stay. I have my area too. Probably a little bit bigger than yours. I think we're a little bit more rural, but I do it based off what I know, 100%.
So to allude to that point, we work the whole valley. My team works the whole valley. Las Vegas Valley we're based out of Henderson, which is a suburb of Las Vegas, but we also work Summerlin, which is a master plan community on the west side. We also work North Las Vegas, and we work Boulder City. It's really not, I can get from one end of town to the complete opposite other end of the town in 45 minutes.
Wow.
We don't have a lot of traffic, which is nice. But what a lot of people don't know is there's living off the strip. I was born here. My father was in the casino industry. We moved outside Atlantic City when I was a kid. I lived there for 7 years, and I moved back when I was in high school. And so my family lives here. We live in Henderson. We live in the suburbs. My kids go to great schools. We have everything we need in the suburbs. We have great local restaurants. There's Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, the bank.
See, I think that's super interesting and a good point, Robert, because I do think I've only been to Vegas for R4, right? So I've only been twice, R4 in teams. So to me, I really don't know life outside of the strip. So it's interesting that there's a life, and there are school districts and grocery stores.
Beautiful. There's mountains, there's hiking, there's parks. It's just master plan communities. It's just completely away from the strip. And what a lot of people don't know as well is we have great 55 and over master plan communities. We have some of the best in the country, award-winning master plan 55 and over age restricted communities they call them day camp for adults.
Wow.
Every amenity you can think of for seniors, and they love it. Golf courses, pickleball, fitness, indoor, outdoor swimming, crafts. It's great. So we saw a lot of homes to retirees here that want to stretch their dollar, no state income tax, moving from the high cost areas.
It's very similar. You can move Las Vegas to Florida. It's the same thing. Like we have the Villages up in Orlando, which is 55 plus, which is a tremendous community. And which I said, if you go west of Federal One, it's similar to Las Vegas. You have bedroom communities that are beautiful. But everyone thinks of Florida. They think of a palm tree, which you see behind me, and the beach.
Yeah.
There's a whole another world to it.
That's right. Wow. So then what's your average price point, Robert?
In our market or myself?
In your market.
Right now it's back down to 375.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your prices are about like my prices.
Yeah, where it was, 425.
Yeah.
So I right now I believe it's an incredible time to buy. This is a short-lived housing recession, and we're seeing sellers provide concessions, negotiate price. FHA and VA buyers can get deals accepted. We didn't see that last year. Unfortunately, our vets couldn't get a chance, and neither could FHA buyers. They're competing with multiple offers, having to pay over asking, pay appraisal waivers. Now they have a chance. So that's the message my team has been having with our database, and as well as other agents and our buyers. It's it's an incredible time to buy. I feel once the Fed gets inflation under control and things start turning the other way and rates come down, as we head into the spring busy season, it's going to start turning the other way again towards sellers. We're already seeing it happening. We're at 4 months of inventory right now, where last year we were at 1 month.
Wow.
It was an extreme seller's market. We're up to 4 months, but in November, December, it was up at 4.5 months. So we're starting to inch back the other way, and I feel it'll start shifting towards sellers again. So it's an incredible time to buy right now.
And I think one of the good important points that Robert touched on, even though interest rates are higher than last year, the prices have come down. So if you do a comparable and show 3% for the hypothetical versus 6%, show a 10% difference in price, it's the same price that you're buying of last year. And it's good to buy now and then eventually refinance. And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody the exact same thing, and I agree with you. Our inventory's gone up. We still have low inventory. We only have 2 months. We were at 1. Also, we do have 2 months now. And everything I've been reading says more of a balanced market is 4 to 6 months. So I think that's what you're probably seeing, Robert. It's a little bit of that balanced market, and the fact that your inventory's gone down. It also shows what you've been seeing, where people are last couple of weeks have been ramping up and buying. But I agree. I mean, 6 months ago, somebody would call me and be like, okay, it's multiple offers. What should I offer? And I was like, I mean, there was no statistical rhyme or reason as to what
your kidney.
Yeah.
Let the seller live in the house for free for 6 months. I mean, that's what you had to do to compete, right?
Yeah, people were getting creative, and it was not fun. It was not fun.
And it was not healthy. So we're all looking forward to a more healthy market. And I think if rates are in the 5s, we get back to a more healthy, balanced market, which I think is ideal for everybody.
Agreed. So do you think the interest rates, do you think that's where they're going, is the 5s?
I do. I think, with inflation starting to get in check, the Fed's not done raising rates, but I think that the rate hikes are going to be less severe.
Yeah.
Agreed. And so rates in the 5s, I think, they're already low 6s is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a healthy market.
No, I would agree with you. And it was interesting when the interest rates first went up, there was a shutdown on the real estate market for a couple of weeks here, where people were kind of scared. But then it was interesting because it took an interesting shift where anybody that had bought several homes in the past 10 years did not really bat an eye at the interest rates. But it was the first time home buyers that it really hurt them. But the average buyer, most of my clients were like, hell, their first house they had bought at 18% interest. So, 6% is not a lot to them.
Yeah.
I remember 18% interest when I bought, probably
was that in the late 80s?
1983, 18.5% interest. I bought a property. I paid $175,000. I was fainting. And I look back at it now. It went down, and we were okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got used to that real cheap money, and that was an anomaly. 2%, 3% rates.
Never heard of, right?
Yeah, and it really pumped up the market, really like a balloon. It was pumping it up so much, it just couldn't get pumped up anymore. And when the rates just when the Fed just put a kibosh on everything and raised them dramatically, it just kind of was like a shock to the real estate system.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of stalled things for a while. And with us, it's slower here in the summer, believe it or not, because it's so hot. People go out of town on vacation, where other people, that's their busy time.
Yeah.
We're busy in the fall, or in the fall and in the winter.
Oh, wow.
Snowbirds come and people are on vacation. So it really hit us hard in the summer when the rates went up. But like I said, now we're seeing it start to pick up, and people are getting used to this new normal.
Right.
You know, an important point that I'll touch off what Rob just said. I call him the ace. You know, we're very similar. People say it gets slow here in the summer. The best deals that I've ever seen selling real estate have always been from April to September in Florida.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
deals.
Similar here in the summer.
You don't buy now, you buy then, and all the Floridians wait. They wait. And my best months that I've had in 8 years in Remax have always been those months.
Wow.
Just keep buying, because they see there's less competition.
Yeah.
People want to get in to that property before the winter starts or the fall starts.
Right. Yeah, our busiest months are usually second and third quarter is what we see here. So we don't do winter. We're more in the summer. Yeah.
We're spring and late fall.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, please.
And one thing, who is your competition when you're selling? Because I want to educate myself. I know in my market, I believe it or not, I get local competitors that are Remax, and then I get the Keller Williams, and I get the EXPs. I'm just like, Rob, what do you have in your market? Who's your competitor? I know you're the best, but is there someone out there, or Jennifer?
Well, there's always competition, right? It's healthy. There are other brands. I know EXP's blowing up in our market, but there's all different types of agents and different brokerages. And Howard, as long as you focus on your business and you're the best and you do what you do, I mean, who cares about the competition, right?
Yeah. There's
well, I know, but I'm just inquisitive just to see, because I know we're going to R4 and I'll be in some of those seminars. I'm just looking to educate myself in different areas of the country. Like I know in New York City, it's Cardinal Banker. They're big there. I understand that. And in Vegas, I know you're the best, but somebody else is there rattling your chains to make it even better. Same with Jennifer. Like Jennifer, who do you have in your area?
Coldwell Banker is big here. I tend to think that our local Coldwell Banker focuses on brand new agents, so I don't really see them as much of a competition, but they are big here.
Coldwell focuses on new agents here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intercoastal is a local company that we have here it's got a lot of agents, and they are more experienced agents. But I agree with Robert. I mean, you have competition no matter where you go. It's just a matter, I just kind of put my head down and keep on going and focus on my clients and growing myself and making sure that I am on the forefront, meeting you guys and learning from you and as well as other people across the United States, all really at the hope of having the best information to provide for my clients. And my best team, my best.
Obviously, we're biased. We think Remax is the best.
Yeah, Remax. There's not
really do.
The name recognition, the brand recognition. Look, obviously we've all been successful, and other people learn from us. They'll be better than us. But the Remax definitely helps all the time. And I pinch myself every day, because when I worked for another company when I started, it was totally different. I see it with Remax. It's teamwork, it's energy. And look, when I sell accounts, $500,000, $1 million property from Europe, can you please escrow it in to Remax? No question. When I work with the competitor, then maybe we can do it some other way.
Yeah.
I'm just was inquisitive, but in all due respect, Remax is the only one. And
I agree, and I was at Coldwell Banker 8 years, and I've been at Remax 8 years as well. And it was amazing, just the difference that I personally saw within our local market, which it was the experienced agents at Remax. And whenever I'd have a question, I'd go out in the hallway and there'd be 4 or 5 people out there. And the answers I got were off the chart, great informative answers. totally different than when I was at Coldwell Banker. Like I said, Coldwell Banker had a bunch of agents and they were all brand new and nobody really knew what was happening. So I love Remax. I agree with you. It was the best decision I made.
All of us, and all of us are on this conference call. I think we all concur with you. But I was just trying to educate myself with competition a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. So Howard, what's your inventory like?
My inventory, which I said, it's very similar to Robert's. We were down to less than a month a year ago, maybe 3 weeks. We're up to about a month and a half worth of inventory. But the ones that are selling, the ones that are competitively priced, like you're seeing people that saw 100% appreciation in the last 2 years. These are not serious sellers. They're up at a point which is unrealistic, and you see it sitting on the market. The serious seller, you see it within 72 hours or a week, it's sold. So it's about a month and a half inventory that we're seeing now. But we still do not have enough inventory.
Yeah,
we don't have that inventory, and I'm sitting here with 3 pages of buyers, and I don't have inventory.
Wow.
And they call me, How? What do you got?
I'll trade some of my inventory for some of your buyers because we have a lot of inventory right now. Buyers to
well, you gave me a good buyer, and
yeah, you closed it. Thank you.
We closed it. It was good.
That's good. That's what you were supposed to do.
You want to get out of Vegas and wanted the beach lifestyle, and Howard hooked them up.
Yeah, no, that was good. But inventory, it's tight, and also the buyer in the inventory is a little bit more educated now, looking to get the better deal. He's saying, look, I'm not going to pay 1.2. I'll give you 1. And we have to find a way of getting that seller down to a lesser point, which we're working on. But there's a lot of activity in South Florida. And I speak to other agents in North Florida. There's a lot of activity here. They just keep coming because of the advent of COVID and no state income tax, those things of that nature. Wow. Similar to Robert, no state income tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours is low, but we do have state taxes. Well, good. So all in all, good time to buy, best time to buy, good time to list. Howard, if anybody wants to list in Fort Lauderdale, you need to call Howard because he's got 3 pages of buyers.
I want to tell you this. There's something that I do a little bit differently. And I carry, when I get a personal referral, last year, I paid out $152,000 in referrals fees. Awesome. I go from Key Largo all the way up to Stewart. If it's a personal lead that I get, I do it myself. I don't give it to anyone else. And I focus on that. And it's been beneficial to me. Likewise, I wish I could give more referrals out. I just don't have it. It's very seldom they're leaving Florida. The only way they're leaving Florida is they're getting divorced, they pass away, or they go to a nearby state and they keep the property here. But I'd like to educate myself more in Wilmington because I understand that Wilmington, Delaware has a great tax structure, and I know a lot of people put S corporations up there.
So I'm not in Delaware. I'm in North Carolina.
North Carolina, no, but Wilmington. That's one of the things I want to talk about because Wilmington, Delaware, I'm seeing a lot of Floridians now going up there for tax structure. I've never seen that before in 9 or 10 years. I don't see it. So it's just something I'm seeing. And you in Carolina, we should get more people moving up there. And because what we're seeing now, above 55 years of age, the negative of Florida now, insurance rates have quadrupled. Yeah. Seniors can't afford it. Where their rate was paying $5,000 a year, now they're paying $10,000 a year. So it's become like a crippled, invisible sales tax. Yeah. So people are going. I find they're going up to Georgia, and maybe we can find a way of sending them to you guys to give them that other.
Well, that's what I said. I've had 4 in the past month that closed that were all from Florida, which is more than I've had at one time ever. And I've been in real estate 16 years. Coming from Florida, you're right. Typically, I have them going the other way, but you are starting to see them come on up. So we are selling. I was telling Robert, we are on the coast. We've got an intercoastal waterway. And then 20 to 30 minutes, we have 8 different beaches, all pretty close to us. But we run from us all the way down to South Carolina border, which is only about an hour away. Myrtle Beach is about an hour and 15 minutes. Our weather is slightly colder than you, Howard, although we don't get snow, but we're about 10 degrees-ish colder than you at all times.
You know, it seems like the kind of like the secret's getting out about like Florida and those coastal states and cities, because I see inquiries all the time, you know, people needing agents, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. You know, I have a client, I'm going to be selling their home. They're buying in a 55 and over community outside of Charleston. I tried to get them with Elizabeth Baker, but they already had an agent. They're buying new construction. They already signed a contract. So, but it seems like, you know, you guys, your population must be growing, right? Getting more people moving there.
Yeah. So I'm born and raised in the area, which nobody is because our job market stinks here. But yeah, I mean, it is growing, which is exciting.
There is no question.
I want to visit your area and visit some of these coastal towns. I mean, it sounds like so much fun. Just, I mean, who doesn't love the beach and, you know, good weather?
When are you coming down, Rob?
Yeah, we'll make a trip out of it.
Yeah, you need to get together with your wife and kids and let me know your schedule. We'll get you scheduled in and come down.
Yeah, we'll do like a beach vacation, explore the area.
It would be fun. I'd love to have you.
He's going to come to my home in Key Largo first, and then he'll come see you.
No, you're in the way. He's going to scoop me up, and then we're all going to come down.
Yeah. Hey, why not? You can come down. Well, I live in Fort Lauderdale on a barrier island called Lauderdale by the Sea, but I bought a home in Key Largo just to relax and get away. I thought it would be easy when I wind up selling 2 properties down there. So it doesn't stop. I love this business. I love it. I pinch myself every day, Jennifer and Robert, that we work with RE/MAX with the greatest bunch of people. I get emotional. Sometimes I say the wrong things. I apologize. I'm a big boy. And everyone that works at RE/MAX should be honored to work at RE/MAX.
I agree.
It's such a pleasurable experience.
You know, the people I've met, you know, the things I've learned over the years, 15 years with RE/MAX. Wow. I don't know if this is about this, you know, webinars is for RE/MAX people only. I mean, I have friends that are with different companies, you know, nothing against your companies, but I love RE/MAX. It's they support the entrepreneur and they put the agent first. And it was built by an entrepreneur, Dave Liniger. It's just a great organization. And the branding is amazing, and the tools they give their agents. So I don't see myself leaving anytime in the near future.
You know what would be a great thing if we can do? I see all the agents from Orange Beach, Alabama, Q's on the call. Can you imagine if we can get together and get a caravan of buses and go to all these little towns and do it in a period of 2 weeks?
Let's do it.
That'd be awesome.
Do it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
We can arrange for these great lunches and dinners we have. We should all get together and go on a caravan.
I'll come up.
That would be really fun. You'd have to get a really big caravan though, because you're talking, that's a lot of agents to drive.
And it depends where we start from. We can start
buses,
from Florida and go.
Right?
Yeah, we start from Florida. We go up north.
Dinners planned along the way.
Yeah. We could stop off all these places. We could stop off and see Maria. We could stop off and see Renee and everybody else is posted along the way. And Karen wants us to go to Boston. I've never been to Boston.
You, Maria, Jorge.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
Jason says 2 weeks won't be enough. I agree with him. It wouldn't. It'd probably take a year to do all this.
Maybe we'll make it up.
We could do it in segments.
Andrea in Boston.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Well, good. So to sum it up, real estate yours is coming back, Bob, right?
It is. Yes.
And you still need some inventory.
It's a short-lived housing recession, in my opinion. Yeah. And it was a correction. It's not a crash. There's no crash coming. We're in a correction, which was needed.
Yeah. Agreed.
So we're getting back to a healthy market, which was needed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we couldn't keep going at the pace that we were going. That was not healthy, and that was certainly not fun. But the prices, at least here, were going up so quickly that the average consumer couldn't keep up. Appraisers couldn't keep up. Nobody could really keep up.
And the reality is that some of these current sellers are waking up to reality now that they have to drop that price. You know, you buy something for $700,000 2 years ago and you list it for $1.4 million.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, you know, I tell people because they're still up, even though we're back to 2021 prices. they're still up significantly if they bought 3, 4, or 5 years ago. So essentially, you're playing with house money.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
There's
right.
another Vegas analogy there. So you got house money to play with.
Yeah. No, that's a good analogy. Very accurate one. I agree with you. Well, thank you guys for coming on tonight. And I appreciate seeing y'all and Howard. Hopefully your hand and finger, Howard broke his hand and finger today at an appointment.
I paid the cost. I put myself on the line for Remax. But just think, we're all going to see each other, God willing, health is wealth, in February at the R4 convention.
Yes, I am looking forward to it. Absolutely looking forward to your dinner, and thank you for organizing it as always.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to having you there. And thank you so much.
And for those of you, excuse me, Robert, for those of you on this call, please send me the t-shirt sizes. I need those t-shirt sizes.
Yeah, I've got a lot of your t-shirts. I was didn't pay attention yesterday and just grabbed a t-shirt from my drawer, and I looked down and I was like, oh, I've got Howard on me.
We're gonna get you surprised with something. Me and Robert thought of something else. We got something else that's coming. Ooh. Jason just put down M. Jason, okay, Jason, anyone else, please give it to me now.
If you're registered for the dinner, you haven't given Howard your shirt size, please send it to him. We are sold out.
Hey, how many are going to the concert?
The waiting list.
How many are going to the concert on Wednesday night?
I'm going to Monday and Wednesday's concert.
Monday?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
look, Maria says extra large for her.
It's a welcome reception Monday night, right?
Yes, but they're having like 3 bands, like a throwback to the 90s.
Oh, fun.
Low Rider, and there's a couple other ones.
Oh, very, very fun.
Yeah, thought it'd be fun. It's only like,
Hey, Robert, you live in Vegas. Do you go to any shows?
Absolutely. A lot of live concerts, shows. So many good ones. I mean, any given night, there's a great band playing. So lots of live concerts.
Wow. Do your kids like going?
No, they're still young. Maybe when they get older, but we just can't find enough, babysitters to go out all the time. So we can get a date night and a babysitter. We'll go to a show. Let's see. We saw Brad Paisley, I think, in December.
Wow.
Did an acoustic set. He was amazing. Saw Lionel Richie at the Wynn. He was awesome. So we're gonna see Maroon 5 in Vegas Wednesday night.
We're gonna see Maroon 5 in 4 weeks, a month, right?
I always sell the lifestyle. You're living the lifestyle in Vegas, Robert.
Hey, we're really blessed here. We got the best concerts, the best restaurants, the best shopping, and great suburbs. Good place to live. So we're lucky here.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Thank you, Jennifer. You as well.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully you're mended before you go.
Well, I'm going actually to the orthopedic surgeon tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be okay.
Take care, buddy, and get well.
I will. Health is wealth, guys. Love you guys.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye.